The old train station had seen countless farewells and reunions over the years, but for one man, this place was more than just a station. It was a time capsule of love, longing and hope. Mr. William Turner, an elderly man with silver hair and kind, weary eyes, sat on the same wooden bench every single day. His hands, marked by time, clutched a faded letter, one he had read 1,000 times. The station workers knew him well. Some greeted him with a warm nod, others simply observed from a distance, knowing his story but never daring to ask. But why did he sit there? Who was he waiting for? Her name was Eleanor. She was everything to him, the brightest star in his sky, the melody in his song. They met in the summer of 1973 when he was just a young man, filled with dreams. Eleanor had promised to return on the same train after visiting her sick mother in another city. "Wait for me," she whispered, holding his hands. "No matter what happens, I'll come back to you." William had believed her, but she never came back. At first, he thought she had been delayed. Perhaps a missed train, a sudden change in plans. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. He searched for her, sent letters and made calls, but there was no trace of Eleanor. It was as if she had vanished from the world. Yet William never gave up. He came to the train station every day, hoping to see her step off a train and to see her familiar smile light up his world again. Some people called him foolish. Others admired his devotion. Young lovers would sit near him, whispering about the legend of the old man who waited for a love that never returned. But not all days were filled with patience and nostalgia. Some days were painful, some days were filled with anger at himself for believing, at Eleanor for breaking her promise, and at time for making him an old man waiting for a dream. Yet even in sorrow, love remained, because true love is never about time, it's about faith. Then one fateful day, a woman stepped onto the platform, elderly, fragile, but with eyes that still held the same light. Eleanor, she was real, she was here. Tears filled William's eyes as he stood up. He couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. She had been looking for him too. But life had been cruel. She had fallen ill, lost her memory for years, and only recently had the pieces come back to her. And when they did, she knew exactly where she needed to go, the train station, the place where love had never died. 50 years, 50 long years, but love had won. Some people wait a lifetime for their love to return. William Turner, he waited 2 lifetimes, and in the end, love did not disappoint. As the trains continued their endless journeys, William and Eleanor finally walked away together, side by side, just as they were always meant to be, because true love never leaves.